early thought Ben MVP. You probably have to start with James if you want to make it out of the building. Weaver trying to improve his credentials. Paul keeps it alive. James for three. Chris Paul has a great tempo to the way he plays. Out of bounds. It will stay with the West as we step aside. And LeBron James back into the game and instantly getting it done at both ends. Look at Eby working hard, but James just a little bit too strong. He's now the high scorer in the game.
See something you feeling?
Yeah, classic, size 10.
Catch me at a light, holla, I ain't hearing you, dog. You can't stop her. Classics on my mind on the way to Foot Locker.
I usually don't walk, but when F.A.B. bop passes, you could better send some Reebok classics. It's good seeing the classic.
Yeah, size 10.
Like about now.
Yeah, it's real simple. Feel the beat now. Go ahead, cop a pair, they classic Reebok.
The Bambino to the Bronx Zoo.
You don't like it? You're fired.
Mr. October to Mr. November. Salute the Pinstripes' 100th birthday with a marathon of classics. Damn Yankees starts Saturday, only on ESPN Classic.
Hey, I'm out here in Vegas, here to crown the king of the long ball.
Oh, baby, come on.
All the big boppers will be there. A-Rod, Troy, and Rafi. Yeah, I'll play a little ball myself. The Big League Challenge in Vegas, baby. Saturday at 4:30 on ESPN. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You cannot just tell people you're committed. You cannot just say you're dedicated. You cannot simply talk about your strength, your perseverance, your grit. You have to prove it.
Comcast, proud to be the Central Valley's new cable company. Have you ever wanted to be in the center of the action where your skills and knowledge could help make the difference? As an MTI college-trained paralegal, you can be. This is an exciting career field, whether you're assisting an attorney at trial, doing background research, preparing briefs, filing required documents, or interviewing witnesses. MTI College offers the only ABA-approved paralegal training program in the Sacramento region. Contact MTI College today to learn what it takes to become a paralegal.
Under 8 minutes to go here at the McDonald's All-American game in Cleveland. 16-point lead for the East. Let's go to our third member of our crew, Tim McCormick, with a couple of very special guests. Tim?
Thanks, Dan. I'm actually in basketball heaven. I'm with the greatest college basketball coach of all time, John Wooden, and the greatest high school coach of all time, Morgan Wooten. Coach, I'll start with you. You've been the chairman of the selection committee since day one. Can you talk a little bit about the evolution of this game, and did you ever think it would materialize to be this great?
Well, I think it's exceeded everybody's fondest expectations. The kids are bigger and better. They're stronger. They're faster. There's more great players than ever before.
In terms of LeBron James, you've seen all the great ones come through here. Where does he rank in your eyes?
Nothing better. Not at the high school level. The last high school player I saw this dominant was Lou Alcindor at Power Memorial, who went on to be Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and one of the greatest players that ever lived. He's the most dominant I've seen since that.
Coach, thanks a lot. And as long as we're talking Lou Alcindor, Coach, you coached Lou Alcindor and Bill Walton and so many great players, and you were able to mold them into great NBA players and great people. If you had a chance to sit down with LeBron James, what advice would you give him?
Well, just remember, it's a team game, and I think he gives it a little too much flair right now. But I'm different on that because I never liked it. Maybe most coaches might go for it, but he has all the physical tools, and I think the concept of the game that he can be one of the great ones.
Coach, as you watch the players, do you enjoy watching the transition or more half-court, or what are some of your observations on what you enjoy about this game?
Well, all-star games aren't great team games. We know that. Coaches don't have enough time to work with them to get them functioning well as a team. So I enjoy them just to see players from different areas of the country playing against each other, sizing them up against each other. Others that are also all-stars because everyone out here is an all-star. And I look at it that way, and I don't care so much for as much showmanship as we see.
Coach Wooten, thank you very much for all you do to inspire all the young kids here. And Dan, Jay, we'll send it back over to you.
All right, Tim, thank you very much. Both Coach Wooden and Wooten instrumental in the creation and development of this program. This is the 26th McDonald's All-American game. The program started in '77 when a team was announced, but the game, East versus West, began the next year in 1978. A nice ovation for Lavender as he goes to the bench. And this is just the second year where there has been a McDonald's All-American girls game, which preceded us here tonight at the Gund Arena.
And the players would be well served to take heed of the advice of both John Wooden and Morgan Wooten. Both of them speak eloquently every year at the McDonald's All-American Game banquet and impart some words of wisdom that these players can benefit from greatly.
Well, Jay, you talk about the physical maturity of LeBron James. Maybe the one guy in the game who can match him in that regard in terms of the body he's got is Chris Humphries.
Yeah, Chris Humphries is a really strong player. And, I like his versatility. I think both he and Luol Deng are going to be very nice additions to the Duke team next year. And it's hard to believe that Luol Deng, Charlie Villanueva play on the same prep school team. They're able to push each other every day in practice, and I know both those players benefit from that.
James, left hand to lay it in. James now with a 19, and the East leads by 14.
Isn't it amazing how effortlessly he can get 19 points?
Brown with a pretty nice move on the baseline, but he couldn't finish. James leads him up the floor. Feeds it inside, and heading to the line will be Lang. The Players' Championship featuring Tiger Woods and so many other. Sports Center is at the Players' Championship at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Since its inception in 1974, the Players' Championship has set itself apart with a lifetime of unforgettable shots. ESPN with 6 hours of coverage tomorrow and Friday starting at noon Eastern. For more, log on to ESPN.com.
Tiger Woods may be the only guy right now that knows about the hype that LeBron James faced this last year. It really was an extraordinary ride for this young man with all the media scrutiny and the media attention he received.
You know what I worry about most about LeBron? It's not his basketball. He's outstanding in every area. But he is not going to be able to go shopping in a mall. He won't be able to go see a movie. A lot of the same problems that Michael Jordan has had. And that isolation can really be a difficult thing to go through.
How about the fact that he'll be a target, Tim, next year? Everybody's going to try. Mike Jones, he's had a terrific game. What an athlete. But how about the attention he's going to receive from opposing players taking their best shot at him every night out?
348 guys are going at him. I can promise you that.
You know, James Lang, even though he fouled on that possession, has had a very nice ball game. He's really rebounded well. And again, the timing, the passing ability, and his ability to see the floor with his peripheral vision. He was setting that play up when he brought it down. And Michael Jones, going to Maryland, 6'4", just under 200 pounds. And he's not only a good athlete, he's also a pretty darn good passer. And he's got the ability to shoot the ball from three-point range. He will fit in very nicely at Maryland with that athleticism.
Yeah, I'm so impressed with what Gary Williams does. You know, last year, if you liked Maryland because they were senior dominated, and they lose to 3 X's, Wilcox, Baxter, and Dixon. What do? They come back with 4 of their top 5 scorers as upperclassmen.
Yeah, but Gary's going to ruin his reputation by getting McDonald's All-American. You know,
that's right.
He builds players that are taken from out of the depths and turns them into terrific college players. He's not going to be able to live this one down.
Michael Jones now with 13. Humphries to Eby. And it's out of bounds. It will stay with the West. Under 5 minutes to play here in Cleveland.
Eby ran into Lang, and all of a sudden it was like a solar eclipse. And the nice pass by Chris Paul, and Jones with plenty of time. We're just talking about his three-point ability, and that is awfully nice rotation on the ball, and that was from just inside of NBA range.
Now, as we try to learn a little bit about these players, and this is the major introduction to America of what the future of college basketball is, Jones is the guy that's really impressed me.
How about that, Jim? That impress you?
I knew about that before that.
21 for James, and it was James, by the way, who knocked the ball away. Now James with a block. He's going to take over this game.
Let him go.
Listen to the crowd now.
Buy a ticket next week is what he's thinking.
23 for James. He has stepped up his intensity a notch or 3 in the last couple of minutes. He's going to get it back.
Well, that's the beauty of playing with a player like Chris Paul. You can give it up knowing that you're going to get it back.
Anybody want to finalize their MVP vote now? He just put this one away.
I want to send in my application to the LeBron James fan club.
Shannon Brown challenging Jackie Butler.
Jay, we've heard the comparisons to Tracy McGrady and Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan in high school, but the big difference is that LeBron James already is man size. I don't think he can get any bigger and any stronger. Do you think that maybe impedes some of his development? He's man-sized playing against kids right now.
Yeah, that may be. I do think, though, the real question is what kind of drive does he have? Will he continue to push to be the best player when he gets to the next level? And I think when you have so much hype and so many accolades coming your way, sometimes it's easy to get satisfied. I don't sense that will happen with LeBron James. I think he does really want to be great. But really, the great ones stand the test of time. It's not about potential or what you do your first few years. It's what you do over the course of a long career. And whether he's got that kind of drive remains to be seen.
Well, don't you look at Michael Jordan, how he evolved. He first learned Michael Jordan. Oh, no! Through the tunnel.
That takes between the legs to a new level.
Wow.
And John Wooden always said, never take it between the legs.
Timeout on the floor. LeBron James's moment right here, just up the road from Akron. The fans loving the show that he has put on here in the last couple of minutes. Big time style points for LeBron James here tonight.
Got the love, we got the shoe. The New Balance 771, only at Foot Locker.
Don't act like a swan, be a swan.
I don't think I'm swan material. Sorry, kind of new at this.
That's okay. It's good to try new things.
That's what I tell people about 10-10-220.
I use that. All my calls up to 20 minutes are 99 cents.
I haven't signed up for that.
You don't have to. Just dial 10-10-220, then 1 and the number.
That's easy.
It sure is. I knew you could do it. Help. I think I'm stuck.
Dial 10-10-220.
Nervous about foot odor and wetness? Get Odor Eater's Foot Powder and kick the problem. Odor Eater's powder gives protection on demand. Even kicks out heavy-duty odor and sweat.
New Game Boy Advance SP, featuring a luminous screen so you can even play in the dark. There's a rechargeable built-in battery. It plays your favorite Game Boy Advance titles, and it's compact so it's ready to go.
Shaquille O'Neal calls himself the... LeBron James has really put on a show here in the second half of the All-Star, the All-American game in Cleveland. 25 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, threatening to become the highest scorer in the history of this game. Jonathan Bender, 31 points 4 years ago, but again, that was in a 48-minute game. For many, many years, Michael Jordan had held the record.
And don't think that LeBron James is not aware that the record is 31 points held by Jonathan Bender, whether it's 48 or 40 minutes. I think you will see him try to put several more points on the board and have that record be his own in his own time.
Well, he's got about 3.5 minutes to go. I would imagine he will come out before the very end of the game so he can get the courtesy ovation from the Ohio crowd. You can see again across the bottom of the screen all the players in tonight's game where they have committed to go next year, if indeed they have, and how they have done here tonight as NDE shows some range on that jumper.
NDE was the Probably the top player at the Nike campus last summer with the way he performed, and played in Houston at Hal Passner's Academy.
Look at this. Tough fadeaway jumper by James over Eby, who continues to work hard at the defensive end. Now he's going to pull up for an NBA range 3.
All the big-time recruits that Lute Olson has brought to the desert, Eby is the highest-rated number 3 in the nation.
Yeah, what's funny is Lute Olson has not always been able to get the prime recruit, the top 10, top 5 talent. It's only been in the last few years. And he's been able to get guys like Gilbert Arenas in the past that have blossomed under his coaching, but that were not necessarily highly rated coming out of high school. And one player that is very highly rated headed to the Pac-10 is Leon Poe. And I've really been impressed with his work ethic. He's an outstanding worker, and that will serve him well.
James Lang checks out of the game. 15 points and 10 rebounds for the big guy. Brandon Abbas will come back in. And Poe's also had a terrific game here tonight. Well, we told you it was no coincidence this game was here in Cleveland, so close to Akron, where LeBron James played his high school ball. He wanted to capitalize on his celebrity. They have done that with a record crowd here tonight. Look at this.
He doesn't even have to look to lay it right up next to the rim, and Travis Outlaw, a young man with the athleticism to be able to catch and finish.
Giddens, 27, 28 feet.
You get 4 points for that?
Yeah, plus the passing is great, but these guys hate that rim.
I'll tell you, I'm not sure Roy Williams is going to like Giddens from shooting that far out, but it's awfully nice when you can do it.
James follows his own miss, and he's got 27.
Do you think the referees even thought about calling traveling on that play?
No way.
Not in this town, not tonight.
But a good second effort.
Shannon Brown with an excellent drive to the basket.
I can't even imagine Shannon Brown being in the same backcourt as D. Brown. Just the speed and the athleticism. Shannon Brown reminds me a little bit of a poor-man Steve Francis.
James hanging out on the perimeter. Bass doesn't see him, so he knocks down the 15-footer.
Bass is physical. He's explosive. Put him on the same front line with Jaime Ureta. He's going to score some points inside for John Brady.
Kick ball. LeBron James, in spite of the fact he's so close to breaking the scoring record, has not lost his unselfishness at any point in this game.
It's just spectacular, not only to be able to do it, but to do it with the left hand and throw it up there with touch exactly where it needs to be. No rotation on that ball. Easy to catch and easy to finish when you can sky.
A God-given gift or an acquired skill?
A little bit of both. He's been coached and he understands the game. He's played a lot of basketball, and I think he really enjoys passing, and I don't think, he's tried to show a little bit of flair tonight, but usually he makes the right play, and he passes because it's the right play to make, not to show off.
Meanwhile, Shannon Brown with 23 points for the West. Giddens launches again. Put back, no.
Look at those hands on Poe.
You like him, huh?
Oh, that was terrific. Grabbing that ball and putting it to the side, big hands, and he knows what to do with that ball underneath.
As does Bass at the other end. Final minute. Who has impressed you the most? Maybe that other than James, obviously. Who stood out for you tonight?
I've really enjoyed watching Shannon Brown play. I think Leon Poe's been terrific, and I agree with Tim that when he gets his athleticism and explosion back, you're going to see one of the best players in the country over the next few years in Leon Poe.
Humphreys for 3, and now Humphreys the steal, and a 4-on-1, and James just going to let Eby go in, and they'll get Poe 2 more.
And Eby has been terrific. He's long. He's got great ability. I think he's going to be an outstanding player.
Timeout with 25.5 seconds to play, and this is just to get LeBron James out of the game and get him the ovation that he so richly deserves here tonight. And James is, no surprise, the John Wooden Award winner and the MVP of tonight's game. 27 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, leading the East to victory in front of a very pro-LeBron crowd, being so close to Akron.
He continues to live up to his billing every time he steps onto the floor. And all throughout the season, while teams were taking their best shot at him, he consistently answered the bell.
Chris Paul with a 3. Nice night for him, mostly dishing with 9 assists here tonight.
His unselfishness, his leadership, clearly the best point guard out here.
Giddens off to Wafer for an easy 2, and the East might get one more basket in as Shakur. They're going to count it? Yeah, what the heck, they said. There will be no video review on that basket as Shakur finishes off the scoring, and the East defeats the West here tonight, led by the MVP of this game and the best high school player in the country this year, and in all likelihood, of course, the #1 pick in the upcoming NBA draft. LeBron James with 27 points, 6 rebounds, and 7 assists here tonight in the McDonald's All-American game. A pretty impressive performance, and again, some flair, some smiling. I mean, he came out here focused to play well, Jay, but also realizing this is a show, and as you said off the top tonight, he's a showman and he wants to perform.
Very much so, and I think one of the things that was most impressive, not necessarily the way he played, because I think we expected that, and we've come to expect that from LeBron James, but I think the way his teammates and opposing players reacted to him. Guys clearly like playing with him. There wasn't a hint of jealousy out there, and I think that you can see from the way that he plays, he really fosters that kind of team atmosphere.
And if you had never heard of any of these players and you came in here to watch the game, would you walk out saying he was clearly the best player on the floor tonight?
Oh, without question. I think he is, without being disrespectful to the other players, he's a man among boys. And you're seeing a lot of players out here that are going to not only be outstanding college players, but have the opportunity to play in the NBA. And James is a guy who stands out among them.
There were some other very impressive performances. Charlie Villanueva, Chris Paul, Shannon Brown, among others. Michael Jones had a terrific game as well. And here's Coach Wooden with the presentation of the trophy to LeBron James. I hope he's going to build himself a big trophy room in the new house, wherever that is, because he's going to need it.
Well, and what a nice moment to be able to spend some time and receive an award from John Wooden. I hope he realizes just how special a moment that is.
Tim McCormick standing by with the MVP, LeBron James.
LeBron, you absolutely exceeded all of the out-of-this-world expectations. 27 points.